Good evening. Welcome to the Stephen Knight Show. Hope you're having a great Monday. We're going to try our best to make it even better for you. Tonight, we're breaking out all the hot topics everyone is talking about. We have to talk about the reaction from Donald Trump's 79th birthday slash 250th anniversary for the military celebration and the anti-Trump No King's Day demonstrations that were held simultaneously throughout the country. We'll also talk about the Trump organization. Now they're launching a new mobile phone service. Find out more about that. And then R. Kelly's attorneys are trying very hard to get him out, saying that he's being punished and treated inhumanely. Find out more about that later on the show. We're all over social media: Facebook, X, and of course Blue Sky X, and of course our YouTube channel, The Stephen Knight Show. Please subscribe and comment. We definitely appreciate you. All right, so as you know, this is June, so it's Black Music Appreciation Month, and again, it's an annual celebration, African American music. It's started launched by Jimmy Carter back in 1979, but came to fruition in 2000 when activist Diana Williams she had a 10-year pursuit with Congress, and she persuaded them. It's also Pride Month, so everyone in the LGBTQ plus congratulations, celebrate. And here we are. All right, so Brittany is out today. She was traveling and got caught up in traffic, but Adam has joined us. What's up, Adam?
Hey, Steven, Shige, how are you guys doing?
Doing well, doing well. How was y'all's weekend?
Weekend was good. We were, waiting for you and Shige to show up at the parade, but you were nowhere to be
Oh,
found. We were looking for
did you
you,
go?
so we did not go, of course not. Uh, but yeah, weekend was good. And actually, I'm glad you mentioned the Black Music Month because I have been going to a couple of these shows. They're called Tiny Desk concerts. Are you familiar
Yeah.
with them?
Hmm.
Yeah, so the two I went to have finally been released, and I saw E40,
Hmm.
which was a great show. If I remember him from the 2000s and
Yeah.
the early 10s, but he's been around forever. Really great show. And then Wiz Khalifa was the next one,
Yeah.
and
Ooh.
he was. It's funny he didn't play like any of the hits. He like played stuff off his new album, and I mean, there's a reason he's been around for so long and he's, well awarded artist. But yeah, great show. So for anyone interested, NPR on their YouTube channel, you can actually watch the shows. And the reason I'm glad that they've released them is because I can't talk about
Mm.
the shows. I can't share pictures. I can't do anything until it actually happens.
Oh,
So I have to be kind of like I have to keep it quiet until they release it on their channel. So now I'm excited that they've released it. And yeah, those are great shows.
absolutely, absolutely. And Chicken, how was your weekend?
My weekend was cool. Uh, Self-care weekend, all weekend.
Can't beat that. Can't beat that. Well, shout out to all the fathers. Yesterday was Father's Day, so shout out to all the fathers. Well, our question of the day is, if you could ask a single question about your future and get an honest answer, would you? I'll start with you, Chige.
Wow. Um, I don't know if I would ask a question,
Mhm.
honestly. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, no.
Yeah. What about you, Adam?
If I could ask a single question about the future and get an honest answer, would I? Yes.
You would? Yeah. I said I wouldn't. I wouldn't because I think I probably don't want to know, but I'm sure there'd be that urge to want to ask something, but I don't know. I don't think I would.
Well, it's the way the question's worded too. I mean, it could be a simple, if you're really that worried, you can just be like, well, what am I eating for lunch tomorrow? If you really just wanted to get that question out
That
of the
is
way,
true. Go
there you
test
go.
test the theory.
But if the answer is you won't make it to lunch tomorrow, I mean,
Oh no.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
Well, go on our Blue Sky and our X and answer. If you could ask a single question about your future, get an honest answer, would you? Stephen I Show on Blue Sky and Stephen I Show SHO on X. All right, so Adam alluded to this, but as Trump turned 79 and hosted the 250th anniversary parade for the military, millions of anti-Trump Americans across the nation protested the No King's Day demonstrations, calling out Trump and the ongoing nationwide immigration and customs enforcement ICE raids. Now, according to several major reports, the viral videos online, the nationwide anti-Trump No Kings protest on Saturday massively outperformed Donald Trump's army parade he hosted in D.C., which happened to also be, again, his 79th birthday. Leading up to the big event, behind closed doors, some Trump administration officials have referred to it as Donald Trump's birthday parade. According to the defense officials via the Hill, the Trump administration dropped at least $45 million on Saturday's military parade celebrating 250 years of the U.S. Army, which was established in 1775. Now, ahead of this parade, officials reported that the event would feature 6,600 soldiers, 50 military craft, and 150 vehicles. The parade would also include an extensive air show and flyover featuring historic aircraft, helicopters, and a demonstration of the Army's Golden Knights parachute team. During the event, Trump would deliver remarks and swear 250 new soldiers or re-enlist troops. During the parade, event goers celebrated the Army's eras, going through from the beginning until more recent. Now, as Donald Trump hosted the military parade in D.C., around him, cities big and small stood millions on millions of Americans protesting him in what they call the No Kings Day. And they wanted to make sure they weren't being disrespectful to the military, so they did not have any events in D.C., any protests in D.C. But they did say people were there at the event in protest of what Trump was doing. But they're saying that the Army's picked up the bill for this celebration and may have to dish out millions more because the tanks messed up the roads or could have messed up the roads. So it's something else they have to worry about. But I don't know if you all saw the footage. At one point, Donald Trump, like he was falling asleep. Um, Melania looked bored. Marco Rubio, he was yawning. There was empty across, right directly across from him. There was empty stands. Uh, it just wasn't a lot the turnout that he had wanted. And I was listening to Don Lemon's show. He has a show on YouTube and TikTok, and they had military veterans on, and they said watching the soldiers march, he didn't know if they were doing it in protest, but they were not uniform. They were not how they were taught. He said it was very sloppy. It was very, he said we do these all the time to the point that we don't even like doing them because we do them so much, and we can put them together in a while. And they said they've been playing this for 2 years. But I'll get feedback from you, Chicky. What are your thoughts when you saw the footage and the peaceful protests all over the because there were other countries that had protests too for No King.
As they should.
Yeah.
As they should. People are outraged, and I'm glad to see that people showed out. But that display of vulgarity spoke for itself. It was sloppy. There was no. Where was the sergeant at arms? Who was calling cadence? Where was the show of arms? They didn't do any of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have any military people in your life, you know that they call for respect and attention to themselves because they carry themselves in a certain manner.
Right.
None of the armed forces would have deliberately presented themselves the way they presented themselves at that parade.
Mm-hmm.
If you even just look at them and see the way they're just walking,
Yeah.
there's no cadence, there's no order, there's no, pomp and circumstance. They were just there. Let's do this and get this over with. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And Adam, I know you're in DC. What was the temperature there in DC over the weekend?
I think 67 degrees. But it was, yeah, I mean, no one wanted to go downtown, and the area that it was done in is not that big. Like, it's a small area and it's very easy to avoid, but they blocked off pretty much every road downtown. I don't have a car, but I heard traffic was a mess. Yeah, no one wanted to go to it. No one was like happy about it. Everyone I talked to was like, we're not going to go down there and see it. Also, the parade was at like 6:30 in the evening. Like, it was such a weird timing to do a parade.
Yeah.
And like Chike said, or maybe even you said, like they're just going like just getting it over with. Like I think everyone there was like, all right, this is gonna happen. let's just get it over with and move on. And I mean, again, 6:30 is probably past the president's bedtime, so of
Right.
course he's falling asleep. So yeah, it was just no one was hanging around it in DC.
Yeah, yeah. And he responded, he didn't make mention of crowd size. He's obsessed with that. But he did take to his social media platform and said that they were going to do harder immigration attacks on on Democrat run states like New York and some of the major cities. And this is all retaliation. Yeah, well, the Trump Organization announced today the launch of a mobile phone service, Trump Mobile, set to debut in September. Now, the business venture, which will be ran by Donald Trump's two sons, includes a 47 45 per month plan offering unlimited talk, text, and data alongside roadside assistance and a telehealth and pharmacy benefit. Additionally, the organization revealed plans to sell the TI smartphone featuring a gold colored metal case engraved with American flag. According to the Trump Mobile website, the plan provides the same coverage as the three nationwide phone carriers and highlights US based customer service. The Trump Organization's entry into the phone industry raises concerns about potential conflicts of interest. The president's family business is venturing into a sector which is regulated by the federal agencies that Trump himself oversees. This puts the FCC chairman, Brandon Carr, in a tough position as he now is responsible for regulating the network associated with the president's name, The Guardian reports. So, once again, the Trump administration gonna do what they want to do. Adam, will you be signing up?
Oh, you act like I haven't already signed up, Stephen. But no, I will not be signing up. It's funny. This it's really dumb. I mean, everything about this is dumb. Everything that's been going on is dumb. But like, this is made for a specific audience. The people who are going to buy it, most people are going to ignore it. But he's going to make a ton of money off of whatever, like the small population that'll buy anything. And it's incredible how silly it is. But that's the plan. No one's really, and then of course, probably in a month, it's going to be dropped as a service, and no one's
Right.
going to think about it. And these people are going to be stuck with these devices, which of course they claim are going to be made in America. And then they said, well, they'll eventually be made in America because there's no way they can make a phone like that in the
No.
United States right now. So it's all optics. Yeah, it's sad that, the White House is just here to hawk Teslas or their cryptos or Bibles or whatever they want just because they have that base that'll buy it, and he's just draining the coffers.
He is a grifter if a grifter ever existed.
Yeah.
Uh, Chike, what are your thoughts on this? What is his obsession with gold?
He thinks he's royalty. He's a king. Don't kings that drench themselves in gold? Listen, I need for people to really pay attention. This man is offering you a cell phone. Who's going to talk on it? He has the capability of listening to your conversations. Not that they don't anyway, but like,
Right,
really?
right.
Him? Your personal information, all the things that I do with my phone, I'm going to get that kind of phone? Hell no.
Mhm.
Hell no. And the other thing to think about is pay attention to the trajectory in which he's growing.
Yeah.
He's sliding into tech. Keep messing around. We're going to find out until this man is owning a satellite in the sky.
Yeah.
You see who his friend is. His friend is dabbling into space. We need to get together.
Mhm.
This has to stop.
And that breakup didn't last too long, him and Elon. Elon already went back and
They
tried
need each other too much.
he deleted some of the tweets, like we didn't already see them. Uh, and
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
kind of made an apology on X. Yeah. Yeah, they need each other and they know each other. They know where the bodies lay.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, a quick update on the Diddy case. So, the judge over the case took the weekend to consider all aspects of the decision to dismiss juror number 6 in the USA versus Sean Combs trial. Ultimately, the judge decided to stand by his decision and remove the 41-year-old black man from the group. He has been replaced by a 57-year-old white man. Now, before court dismissed on Friday, the judge explained that he found inconsistent statements with where the now dismissed juror said he lived. The juror mentioned that he was from the Bronx, he lived in the Bronx, but moments later he said that he lived in New Jersey. The judge made it clear that the issue like this is why they chose alternative jurors at the beginning of the trial. Now, Diddy's attorneys argued that the removing the black male juror, made the jury less diverse. The case jury of 12 is made up of 8 men, 4 women, ages from 30 to 74, who live in New York City neighborhoods. So, if the man is not living, if he can't keep up where he lives, was the judge wrong by taking him off the case, Adam?
Well, so does it, I mean, is the theory that he wanted to get on the case and so that's why he pretended to be from the Bronx, or do we think there's like another reason he couldn't remember?
I don't know, but it said he changed like moments later, like he was back and forth.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, I feel like, he wanted to get on the trial and then he changed his mind, or like then he had to tell the truth. I don't know. I think, I mean, there are rules,
Mhm.
despite current administration, we still have rules in this country. So I think, if you're not telling the truth of where you actually reside and this is where the court case needs people from, then
Mhm.
Right.
it seems like a clear case that, yeah, we have to replace them.
Yeah. Chika, your thoughts?
I mean, that's the judge's job. The judge's job in court is to make sure that everything is fair and just, so that Mr. Sean Combs can't come around on the back end and be like it wasn't fair because blah 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 blah. And then if he happens to be guilty, he may get off
Mhm.
because of that injustice. So the judge is on the right path, doing the right thing. We need
Definitely.
more of that.
Right, right. Listen, when we come back, find out how R. Kelly's trying to get out. And there was a political assassination over the weekend we'll discuss. And then the skulls of 19 Black Americans who died at a charity hospital in New Orleans has been sent off for research. All that right back after this.